What a fabulous day it is. I'm heading out for a very busy day of all kinds of an assortment of appointments. But just 7.5 short years ago, I was heading back to school because I was in the education system. I tell you what, from the outside looking in, probably looks like maybe I was in real estate for a very long time. But for those of you who don't know my story, I was in education for 20 years prior to real estate. And the first 15 of those years were absolutely amazing. I was a teacher for 5. I was an administrator in charge of curriculum in two of the best schools in Acadia Parish, Egan and Evangeline Elementary, which are pre-K through 8 schools. I was lucky enough to be in charge of curriculum, which meant that I got to work with the teachers and the students, and very seldom did I have to do discipline. It was the best of both worlds. I love being a teacher, and which is one of the reasons why I make these educational videos regularly, because when I got out of education after 20 years and jumped into real estate, I missed teaching so much. And so that's one reason why these videos came along, because I remember thinking, what does the general public probably not know about the real estate world and about buying and selling homes? All the things I did not have any idea about until I got into real estate. So in education, I was in it for 15 years. My last 5 years, I moved up to the school board office and I was a technology supervisor. And at that time, I realized I didn't like being away from the students and the teachers and the actual school. I love being in the schools. And so I did 5 years. I made it to 20, retired in February of 2019 after 20 years, which is, I just loved being in education. Like I said, until the last 5 years, I realized that I just didn't like being away from the schools. So when I got to 20, retired, jumped full force into real estate, absolutely knew nothing about real estate, but quickly realized that if you love people and love to work and love negotiating, then you could absolutely do it. So I will never forget how difficult it was to be in education. Those teachers, those administrators, all of those people in the school system are underpaid, underappreciated, not respected for the long hours, the grueling work, and listen, the pay is terrible. It's absolutely poverty is what it is, really. So listen, thank a teacher today, thank an administrator, thank anyone that's in the education system, because until you are in it, you absolutely have no idea how stressful it is. I'm glad every day that I did it for 20 years, because I have a true appreciation for all of those people in the education realm at all. I realized after 20 years that I was only going to make that set salary pennies even at the central office level. For me, it was pennies because of all of the politics, the paperwork, the crap, and listen, this is the thing. In education, or just like any other 9-to-5 job for the most part, doesn't matter how hard or how little you work, you pretty much get the same pay, right? So depending on your years and depending on your experience, but for the most part, at least for me, I felt like I was working way too hard and getting paid way too little for the daily mess that I had to deal with. So I got out before I became too disgruntled, too negative, all those things. What I love the most about real estate is every day is a different day. Every day I get to help different people. And the amount of money I make depends on the amount of people that I'm able to help. There's no limit to it. I love to work. I love negotiating. I love helping people. And being in the education system prepared me for this. Absolutely no regrets at all. 20 of the best years of my life. Wasn't all roses and sunshine, of course, but it led me to where I am today. So remember this, if you are thinking about buying or selling, the smartest thing that you can do is hire a real estate agent who is great at what they do, who closes lots and lots and lots of transactions, and can lead and guide you in the correct direction so that you can buy or sell or do whatever it is that you need to do, because it is stressful, right? I have a huge advantage that I had 20 years in education before I jumped into real estate, because I love leading and guiding and teaching. It's just absolutely my passion. So if you're thinking about anything real estate related, give me a call. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Y'all have a fabulous day. And again, if your kids are going back to school anytime soon, I hope that they have an amazing school year. Thank an educator, because it is not an easy job. Y'all have a great day. Take care.